Sorry guys, so we just arrived back at the spot where we put that critter cam, and we're gonna head on down there and see if we got any action. So let's take a look. Well, camera's still here, so let's open her up and see if we had any luck. So we are gonna move the camera to a different location. We got no hits at all on the over the week that it was here. The only pictures that were on there were me packing up my pack, so it had to go. We'll find a different spot for it. We're still trying to find a location to get around here. And if you see them behind me, we've got all these log jams, but they're kind of like sporadic all the way down this river. But we can't seem to find any that's safe enough to cross yet. But so we're gonna climb back up there, right up there, and we're gonna see if we can follow along and see another decent one, and maybe we can attempt to cross without dying. So we'll be back in a minute when we have the location. Now, just to give you a quick idea, we're going to try to get down to that log over there and see if we could cross over this river somewhere. But it looks a little treacherous, to be honest. The Asarna carpenter's axe splits pretty well. Took care of that beach, no problem. We decided to stop for some lunch, and we're gonna cook up some elk steaks and have some salads and some bread. But the whole plan was originally to do a Swedish fire torch, but everything around here was so wet, and the wood that we were finding split it open. It really felt wet in the beginning, but once we got it loaded up and the flames started shooting out of it, worked for a while, but then it kept on dying out. But you could see just the moisture bubbling out of the wood, so we went for a more traditional style fire, as you can see right down here. Yeah, so we're just gonna have some coffee, have some lunch, and do a little bit more exploring. I'll give you a quick pan of where we are. Alright guys, so I'll give you a quick look at this here, and then I'm going to eat because I'm starving. But really nice elk steaks, little Montreal steak spice. You got some tabbouleh on the side with a nice fresh roll, and we're going to make a sandwich and just chow down. So take a look. Just how I like it. Medium rare, maybe even rare, who cares, but it's going down. Alright guys, so after some crazy terrain, walking up and down hills, we finally came across something special. We got oysters right above my head. Take a look at this. We are going to have to be careful. We got some right there. And we got some right here where that tree breaks. I'll go around the other side and show you that. But the tree is actually broken right there. So we'll have to be very careful not to disturb it too much while we're cutting them off. But Jesse has got his spear with his gonzo on it, and he's ready to hack those little oysters out of that tree. So let's go. I'll give you a quick look at the other side, and then we'll start cutting them down. See right there where that big break is. So we got to be very careful. And here's the mushroom surgeon Jesse chopping some beauties down right here. Just a quick oyster ID. They should feel nice and rubbery. They kind of grow in layers like that. Sometimes if they're lying flat, you'll see them kind of grow out like a rosette almost. But on a tree, this is typically how they look. The colors can vary slightly, but the best way to tell what they are is smell them. And you get this really nice anise smell. Really good. It's kind of similar to licorice, but black licorice that is, but delicious stuff. And an easy one to identify, and you'll see the gills are kind of really deep and rubbery. See if you can get in there and look. See those? Look at that. Delicious mushroom, and we're November. Yeah. We're in November picking mushrooms, and it's still like almost plus double digits, plus 10 sometimes during the week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and cut these down, and I'll let the camera roll so you can see the action.
It's hard to see what I'm doing here. Here they come. Here they come.
Oh, I really don't like this tree.
Oh, what the hell?
There's more.
I went right through it. I don't understand why they didn't fall.
All right, guys. So this is the pile of oysters we got off that tree. I'll give you one last quick close-up of one of them. You can get a look at what they look like. This is just a little guy. You can see those deep rubbery gills. Nice cream color. This is almost like a coffee color. It's really cool. Sometimes.
One other thing to help you identify oyster mushrooms is that they don't really have a stalk on them like a lot of other mushrooms do. I mean, sometimes they kind of shoot out from the tree and they kind of have a stalk, but one thing to notice is that the gills kind of run down entirely and become the stalk. Whereas if you have a stalk that comes up and just kind of meets the mushroom, then you probably don't have an oyster mushroom. Just like chanterelles a little bit, because the chanterelles have the ridges that run down and become the stalk.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not a stalk that comes up and meets the cap of the mushroom.
Huh. Yeah, sometimes you'll find them in different colors. They'll be cream or a coffee color. Some of them are gray, and the gray ones I've kind of left behind. I don't know if they're edible or not, and I think they are, but the smell of them, it just didn't really smell nice. It had a kind of a fishy, nasty smell to them, so I just leave them. But these guys smell amazing, and they're probably going to taste amazing. So we're going to go ahead and put those into the bag, and I'll give you a look at the bag.
Look at the menu we got.
Look at that. That's the bottom of a nice, large reusable grocery bag. Just to give you guys a good example of not an oyster. I don't know what these are, but you can see it's got rubbery gills, same color top, but it's got a clear stem that goes into the tree. If it looks like that, not an oyster. Oysters don't have stems. I don't know if you guys remember my crossing the beaver dam and my shout out to Spook, but this is one of those areas where I broke through the ice in wintertime and sank all the way up to basically my waist in muck. But this is what they look like in summertime, all dug out by ATVs. See that? Over there too, same thing. All right, guys, so I'm all packed up in the car. I'm on my way home, and hope you guys liked the video. I'm going to be getting out again probably in 2 more weeks and check out and see if we find anything coming out of that tree. I set up that critter cam again over in that spot. We'll see how that works out. But if it gets some footage in my next video, I'll add that as bonus footage at the end. So anyway, guys, thanks again for coming along. I'm Mark from Outdoors. Get out and explore.